Hello YouTube. I'm just gonna figured I'd take a run at my own map here, Antivirus. It's the first time I've actually played it since I've published it, to be honest with you. But I'm gonna take a run at it, try to get up there on the leaderboard, and show off all the secrets and give some behind-the-scenes commentary, since I happen to know the guy who made it pretty well. So let's check it out. Antivirus. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can't get a good score here. Let's see if I can't beat this map without dying. Love the Chinook intro. There's the thumbnail image right there. Alright. Here we go. Inside the cabin. Just got the heater closet right there. Door gunners. Avionics cabinet. Check out the mission objectives. A demonic outbreak has occurred at the computer research facility Skylab. Fortunately, most of the Skylab personnel were able to evacuate unharmed. Little is known about Skylab. However, recent intel indicates they are developing some sort of new virtual reality tech. Following the invasion, it was reported that a mysterious virus had infected their internal network. Skylab's chief network architect, Dr. Lazuli, has provided us with an antivirus program. Destroy the demons and upload the antivirus. There you go. There's most of your exposition right there. Just front-loading the player with all the story elements. It's funny. Usually when people play this for the first time, they start popping these munition crates, even though you got full health and armor. Let's check out. Here we go. Prepare for landing. I love that little pinnacle landing. That's technically what it's called too, when the helicopter lands with the rear wheels only touching pinnacle. I like how the ramp gate drops. You have this little sequence here. Sort of reminds me of like D-Day at Normandy or something. The ramp gate drops and just shit. Of course I love shooting guys off of ledges. Shooting them off of ledges, punching them off of ledges. Let's go back to supplies. I never did get co-op working. This is a very science fiction. So I was trying to go with having this building being sort of like along the side of a cliff. Like that was kind of the idea, is that it was supposed to be jutting out over a cliff edge, but it's kind of hard to create that effect, so it looks sort of like it's just floating in the middle in midair. But, oh yeah, I might as well point out the Easter eggs. That's PK141, Cyclonite 141. Also, you might, I don't think anyone's noticed, but the rotor blades are actually spinning. So this one is spinning counterclockwise, and so the aft rotor blades are spinning counterclockwise. The forward rotor blades are spinning clockwise. That's technically correct. I have some experience actually working on these aircraft in real life. They even put the high frequency antenna. So yeah, it's actually a lot more anatomically correct, you might say. Lightning gun's more effective against things like imps. And of course, I start to clear out with a grenade. How can I not? Did I get everyone? Guess I did. Of course, this hallway here used to be blue and green, but then I changed it because Forrest Williams pointed out that it looked tacky. Sometimes, like with aesthetics, you know, sometimes it just takes one comment from somebody to sort of point something out, and I'm like, yeah, you totally changed my mind. Yeah, because look how effective this fight code is against all these imps. And these guys just start coming out of the corner. But I do think it looks better with this yellow here. This hallway was actually inspired by Antivirus. There's a scene where you're going through this hallway. It's actually a blue hallway, which is kind of where I got that blue idea from. And you have a security guy in front of you with a shield, who's like blocking the shots for you. And I just thought that was a really cool effect, so I tried to recreate it here. But my hallway's yellow. I'm gonna point out all the little inspirations here, because actually this map does draw from a lot of different, inspiration from a lot of different mappers, different maps. So I'll go ahead and point that out as I play, point out little things that only I know, as well as any things that I was thinking of as I was designing it. And Easter eggs and secrets, and yeah, it has been a while since I literally haven't played this game in months, or this map in months. I almost forget where the enemy attacks me. That's where the imps drop out from the ceiling. Guys down. Those blurry kills. Now it should be safe for me to get that arching chest. Here we go. This should give me some random upgrade. Damage. That's a good one. Oh yeah. And of course the secret here, just jump through that sign, and voila, plasma rifle. And I put a box there so that you can't see the next room, even though that box disappears later on, so that you can look through the glass and see the plasma rifle. A lot of my secrets are ones where you can actually see the secret itself, you just don't know how to get to it. Which is actually a trick I learned from playing some of Shade's Masters maps. So he was really good about doing that. Then you de-escalate. It starts out with heavy action, heavy music, and then after you clear out this room, it downshifts the tempo of the game a little bit, changes the music to something a little more idle. Of course, it's the secret here. I really like this design. I wish I could have done more of the map like this, but every room has to have its own little theme, I guess, in this map. There's so many different themes. I guess I should have like picked a theme and just stuck to it, but I kind of wanted to explore a bunch of different themes at the same time. So this map is just a big sort of just a big casserole of different themes, visually at least. I think it makes it interesting. This is one of my favorite little scenes right here. That door just opens up. These guys just launch out. Does come in handy later. I know somebody was pointing out earlier that I should have just had my weapons like just sort of like laying across his lap or something, you know, instead of floating. Two reasons why I had them floating is, one, I thought it would make it more likely that I could get co-op to work, and secondly, it just makes it more visible, you know. Even though it's somewhat less realistic to have a weapon just floating around. I wanted it so that people could just obviously see the weapons, because like I have a bad habit of just running past weapons and not seeing them. I wanted everything to be very visible, very noticeable. Oh yeah, and the POI shows up after a while if you don't. So like say you somehow you didn't, like if you thought that guy was just part of the background, you know, you just get stuck otherwise, so hopefully it just, I use POIs whenever we get to like little bottlenecks like that. These guys drop out. So this map has a lot of just sort of dropping imps from places. Out of vents, out of ceilings. Imps are great for that, just like dropping on a player or near a player. And of course the next secret, this door right here. Opens up. And of course this move hurts you, so you gotta be careful not to step in it. But of course you can jump on these pipes here. And this type of thing was also inspired by Shade's Master's maps, because he loves using these sort of toxic blue pits in all of his maps. That's where I got the idea. This guy, you can actually jump up on these pipes and try to dodge them. So I probably shouldn't be doing that, it's not working out too well for me.
Secret found.
And the secret sniper rifle. These are all hooked up to random relays, so you'll never get the same.
Secret found.
You'll never get the same bonuses. It's just kind of luck, whatever you get. Now, let me show you the shanks. Ah! That jump is hard to make. Grab the door, and wham! Up in the vent.
Secret found.
We found spindle shanks. Little spider. I just made spindle shanks a spider because I always used to joke about how when I play a spindle shanks map, I would just joke about how his name reminds me of like a mechanical spider. Like if I owned a mechanical spider, I would name it Spindle Shanks. So I just kind of ran with that joke here, made him like a little Easter egg. You can keep interacting with him and he makes these different little noises. Anyway, and of course this is just a lot of the walls are just glass with black decal over them, so they let in light still, but like from down here you don't notice that it's just glass with black spray paint basically. Same for that wall there, because this is all natural light. There aren't any lamps in here. That's one way I was able to save a lot of my resources. This area did have to have a light though. But like I'll show you up here, I do the same thing. That wall there is all glass with decal, black decal. So all this would be dark otherwise. Same thing up here. That's all glass, black paint. So you can actually see on the edges there. You can see where the decal didn't quite line up with the edge of the box. But yeah. And of course another POI here to help you out.
Access granted.
And then we shut off the lights. And that's actually me just creating a blocking box in front of the... It's actually just a solid blocking box that shows up above the glass boxes up there, so it just naturally blocks the light. So I didn't have to resort to using a filter, but it actually really gives this room a nice effect because when I cut the natural light, everything in here just sort of glows, and really cool. I really like the way that looks. Of course, that hallway too. I try to use as much natural light as I can. What the hell was that? Yeah, so you see that box I was talking about earlier? It got deleted so that usually people come in here and they see the plasma rifle just start twirling around. They're like, oh, how do I get it? How do I get it? Poor Rockhard Gamer spent forever trying to figure that out. And of course this is a fun little effect too, how because I used glass decal for the floor, it's super reflective so you can see like the mirroring between the ceiling and the floor there. It's a nice little effect for this hallway. And of course, here comes old Baron. And the music basic up tempos. These guys have to be silhouetted with that red, otherwise you wouldn't be able to see them. Again, nice little effect with the glass there. You know what? I'm actually going to go back to my helicopter here. Oh, the thumping sound of the blades, the chopping sound is actually the hoof stomping sound, the classic sound. Like, you know, once you jump on the helicopter, there's the shaking cam. Once you jump off, it stops. I like the way this came out. These textures here. You got the textures outside the glass, textures within the glass, and then a classic texture behind everything. Definitely the way that came out. Big open halls were kind of inspired by Halo, actually. It's one of my favorite games. The original Halo. Just how there's just all these big open hallways. I actually like these big open spaces, even though it drives some people crazy. I know Juice didn't really hates having to fight in big open spaces. But I think for this kind of a map, it's appropriate. Just as far as the theme of the map. I don't think this map would be quite the same if everything was all claustrophobic. People really like the look of this room too for some reason. Which is funny because honestly this is one of the rooms that I spent the least amount of time and sort of thought on. But I guess it just sort of came out well anyway. Personally, I actually like this room quite a lot. Oh, it's got the marble floor, and again with that glass over it. These pillars really stand out too with that classic texture. Okay, so, and of course, this shows if you hadn't found that secret already. I already found it, but this is where you'd see it for the first time if you hadn't already gotten to it. You could just come up to the window and look out there and be like, oh shoot, there's a drone out there, I should go find a way to get to it. And then, you get on the whole secret hunting thing. This drives people nuts too, how to get into this conference room. The secret is right here. Very blended in with the wall there, easy to miss. In fact, it was funny, Z-Man was literally standing on top of it. He's like, where is it? Where is it? Very easy to not notice. See what I get here, maybe some speed. Nice. Oh, sweet. Yeah. Of course, it's just like a little conference room. Past, humans use computers. Present, computers use humans. Yes. The future is scary. But only if you want it to be. And power back on. Just made that box above the the ceiling there reappear, or disappear rather, let the light back in, and then up with the music, up the tempo there. This map used to have more of a story to it, but I really gutted the vast majority of the story because there just was no room. I was going to have like little kiosks spread around where like little computer stations where you activate the computer and it like gives you a little bit of you know, like a HUD message or something, and then it gives you some of the story. But I basically did away with all of that because I just didn't have enough space towards the end. I really had to cut a lot. So, sadly, sadly the story is just very bare bones. And of course there's a blocking box in front of this elevator so that that guy in front can't actually see me until I step out of the elevator. That way, if you were just like if you didn't know to turn around real quick, he wouldn't get a bunch of free hits on you. So you actually have to turn around and walk out before he'll start shooting at you. This guy, I don't know why he shoots like so rapid fire. And of course you and drop down. This little sequence was sort of inspired by Taylorhead, I want to say. This sequence here feels like something that could be out of like an Eye of Horus. Of course, these barrels had a little element of, you know, chaos. Then up the stairs. So one of my favorite things to do is like skip grenades off of the surface here. That didn't do very much. Oh well. Let's try again. Don't you dare. Okay, I gotta hit at least one of these guys off of the platform. Oh, that works. And another Easter egg here. Rock Hard Gamer 45. I really like these fans. So the function of this room, hold on. Get a better angle on it. Okay, so this here is meant to be like the main computer, right? And it does. I want to say it was sort of a little bit Vlad-inspired, Vlad Kablitsky, because he just looks like something that ought to be in a Vlad Kablitsky map. But anyway, that is supposed to be the coolant pit to keep the computer cool, and same thing with these fans here. This is sort of like these would be like the fans in your computer. computer. Like, this whole room is basically just one giant computer. Got the vents, the fans, and the coolant. And of course, people are always very sad to see that they can't walk across those cross beams when they jump down there. Speaking of which, there's a secret here. This is funny. I actually put this in, but then I completely forgot about it until I saw Terratella find it, because right here is another one of these guys, sort of hidden. I think I actually put it in, and I think I figured I was gonna put it somewhere else at some point, but I just forgot about it, and then I didn't see. I completely forgot about it, like, since I put it down, and I didn't realize it was there until I saw Terratella playing this map, and he found it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I did put that in my map. So, you know, that tells you how good Terratella is at finding secrets. He found a secret I didn't even remember putting in my own map. And these are supposed to be just like impeller pumps. They just pump the coolant around. There's going to be a little bit of a joke in the story about how, like, birds keep flying into this room and swimming around in the coolant, and they get sucked up into the pumps and clog them, and then maintenance has to come like pull apart these pumps. They're full of dead birds and feathers, and they complain about it. A lot of funny stuff that never made it into the story. And of course, here again, you know, you get to see the secret, but you can't get to it. Unless, of course, you know how to. You can climb up here. And then this opens it. And of course, if you notice, there's another thing right here. This is a fun little decoration here. Using the stairs with glowy bits. Don't ask me what it does. It's just there for visuals. Okay, and then jump across here. And a little doom bell. Gives you extra points. And I always figure that's a good way to reward a player for finding a secret. If you don't want to necessarily give them a weapon or something that would really overpower them. Like, if you just want to put a secret somewhere, like, just give them points. That can be a good way to do it. Little cutscene. This is literally like the halfway point through the map. Virus is replicating too fast. This is where we take a very Tron turn. I can fix the drives manually. I felt like needed a text box for that little back, otherwise it's too hard to read. One good thing about the story in this map is, like, even if you couldn't read or speak English, like, you could still probably figure out what the story was just based on the visuals.
Category 3-dimensional event in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fun little aesthetic here. I thought about putting something down there or making that like a secret area, but I decided not to bother. We got everything in here. Okay. Into computer world we go. Of course, I have to use this green backing here, because otherwise these guys can be too hard to see. When you put like these solid colors against the walls, it works really well to like silhouette the demons. That's what you gotta do in these sort of low lit rooms. You don't have enough light. Solid color. Alright. Oh. Fun little virtual reality theme here. Oh. You know what? I'm gonna go grab that armor. I don't think I picked it up. Yeah, this 25% speed bonus is quite useful. The edge. Bam! Oops, didn't mean to follow you. A lot of this map is just me looking for excuses to punch people off the ledges. That's why there's so many people on ledges in this map. My favorite things is just punching people off the ledges. Why? Why not? Off you go. And of course, that's that little microchip thing down there, JMX 5000. That's another Easter egg. JMX5000 is also known as Justin, Terragriffeus Man, which I'm currently have 2 collabs going with him right now. And if you jump down here, rocket launcher. How do you get it? This way.
Secret found.
There's another secret over here. To get that one, you walk out this way.
Secret found.
And more points, which 2,500 points isn't a huge amount for this map, but if you're making a run at the leaderboard, every little bit, you know, helps. This is a chance to get a mega health, because there's a big battle ahead. I like how that's what the hard drives look like in this universe. It's like, that doesn't look like a hard drive in any kind of a way, but as long as we're just pretending. This is just a survival. Just a survival arena bit here. It's literally just unlimited dudes. You just have to survive for 3 minutes. So basically just kill as many demons as you can in 3 minutes. You're going for the high score. If you wanted to, you could just like hide behind that pyramid there, like back here. And I don't think guys could get you. But yeah, it would be pretty boring, wouldn't it? Oh. Take that. And that Baron, of course. He goes down that slide like every 30 seconds. Now if you jump over here, onto here and grab an ace, that makes things quite a bit more easy. Or, yes, easier. Oh. Of course, Glory Kills award drops, as I said, beginning of the map. Baron's back. That's hilarious. So yeah, these guys are great for when you're low on health. You want to Glory killing these dudes. Not only because when you Glory kill them you get more points, but they are also like pinatas to do. Of course, I gotta despawn everybody as soon as the cutscene happens, otherwise you'd be unfairly getting killed. guys can't actually hurt me as long as I have this in front of me, this wall here. And now the next thing is, let's see if I can get it correctly. Jump down and get the regeneration. Now that is honestly like the cheesiest secret in this entire map, because the only way you can know it's there is to have already played the map. And I admit it is cheesy, but you know, it's just one of those little things like rewards players who are familiar with the map. No, I don't even know why I tried. These guys are like stormtrooper level accurate. They're all missing me. Here come the imps again. I love dropping them on people. It'll take care of this. This is one of my favorite little details here, is the circuitry up in the sky. Really fills out the science fiction aesthetic pretty well. Then you're like, oh, is that a chainsaw? It is a chainsaw. Where are the enemies? And it's like, oh, you better run. It's just a game of dodging. And you actually have unlimited chainsaw in this bit. As you see, every time I hit somebody, my ammo replenishes automatically. Because you basically only have like 30 seconds or whatever, where you have basically unlimited chainsaw to your tools. And then then you just lose your chainsaw. These guys are great, just putting them in hallways. And now here's another secret right here. This is kind of given away by this awkward light. Just walk to the wall. Here's an upgrade to your minigun. Now I got the Gatling rod. Again, the silhouetting here, very helpful. Because otherwise I'd have to put a lamp in here. And grab the piece. Now it's time for a little bit of platforming. Now we got the rocket launcher with the detonation mod. And in case you were thinking about grabbing this, I put a little thing there so that you can't grab it. A little invisible wall. Oh yeah, one more secret before I forget. You always gotta check under the staircases.
Secret found.
This little slope here just sort of shoots you out when you hit it. The last one, usually people are pretty sick by this point. This is actually quite a little meat grinder. This area here is. This is where this is like the moment where the difficulty really starts to hockey stick up. Before this, it was pretty manageable. But now this is where like people start to burn through their lives to get to this point. Fortunately, but I tried to design it so that you would start burning through your lives towards the end of the map. And that's actually a tactic I learned from Void Runner. Because in his map, Grand Cathedral, it's a very similar type of gameplay dynamic where it starts out pretty easy, but then towards the end of the map, you just start burning through your lives. And because of the death penalty, really significant death penalty actually, it makes the scoring very competitive. And the way the death penalty is so high, it actually makes it so that you can't overcome even a single death by just playing good. Well, I mean, maybe you can, but basically this map is going to reward people who are able to beat it without dying even a single time. Yeah, here I'm just getting distracted even talking. I should be focusing on getting armor. And so the key to this area is you want to keep grabbing up these hastes. You want to grab the hastes, and you want to sort of circle around and grab the armors as they respawn. That's the best way to stay alive here. And of course, glory kill as much as you can. So keep scooping up this armor as it shows up. Grab the hastes. Glory kill. As long as you keep doing those things, grabbing armor, grabbing haste, and glory killing, you'll make it through this part okay. You just don't want to get stuck in a corner or let these guys swarm you. And that's part of it. See, yep, there we go. I like how it looks like he throws his lightning. Before it can regain its strength. And this was actually, this was sort of designed with like a movie theater in mind. Count Lazuli is like the only person who's actually noticed that. But this is actually inspired by like an old-time movie theater. I don't know why I decided to go with that, but yeah, I guess it works, right? Actually, I better cut the video here. All right, here we go. Let's move on. Yeah, something about this hallway I can never get quite right. A lot of bad clipping here too. But if you turn around, there's a mega health right here. another little secret, you know, not technically a secret, but you know, a lot of people don't even bother to look behind them when they teleport somewhere. They just go straight forward. But that mega health is there if you need it. And this is another thing I got from Void Runner from the Grand Cathedral, is if you have a big open area that's visually interesting, you want to have your player walk through like a very tight, like little hallway first. That way you walk forward and it just sort of opens up to like something big like this. So, and of course the antivirus is up there waiting. And I'm glad I finally got a reason to use my scrolling text effect. It was originally going to be in a map called Orbital Outrage, which was one of Z-Man's snapshot challenge maps. But I could never get that map published. So I never was able to use that effect. But fortunately I was able to make sense of this map. These guys. So the deal with the summoners here is they basically just, these summoners that have the green electricity here are basically invincible. You can't actually kill them. If you weaken them enough, they'll just teleport. They'll just teleport like back up to the boxes or whatever, like up there, or sometimes out of the map completely. I can't really control that too well. But they usually show back up later. They're kind of wonky. That's why I don't use them too much. I don't really trust the summoners for like custom geo maps. They're too goofy with the way they just sort of teleport around. It's too easy for them to get stuck places. Mess up the logic. So this room basically is very similar to the last one. You just want to grab hastes, just unload on people. Glory kill as much as you can. Of course, this area is actually super easy to get killed in because these guys are really buff. Oh, and they're dancing. They're dancing loud. So yeah, basically just want to keep grabbing armor, keep grabbing haste, glory killing. There's also a box of ammo here. That lost soul wasn't actually supposed to show up, but it's something that I accidentally got left in the game, but I just never got rid of it. Now these guys that don't have the green electricity you can kill. I should probably maneuver my way over towards that under haste. Like I said, that's the name of the game. Grab them those hastes. Yeah, it's hard to avoid lag in this area. Sometimes. Here I'm just turning that skybox on and off. Use the rapid fire. And then when he gets down to 75% health, lost souls will appear. So normally you've got the summoners just sort of harassing you constantly here, but they teleported out of the map somehow. But usually when you knock them down to below a certain amount of health, they'll just sit back, they'll just teleport back into their little boxes up there, and they'll just hang out up there for like, you know, 15 seconds or so until they recharge their health, and then they just jump back out into the arena. And that way they keep harassing you the entire time. But actually I'm kind of glad they're not here right now. This is pretty rare, because it actually just gives me a chance to explain what's going on here. So with this guy, with the virus, I really like how that effect came out. So basically it's just like several really thin blocking volumes all stacked up in front of each other, and each one has a different image of the virus on it, and I'm just making them appear and reappear at a certain rate that it makes it look like these decals are moving, because there's no way to like animate decals, but it's just, I'm basically just deleting all the blocking boxes that they're on with, you know, like a 0.2 second delay. So it makes it look like it's moving, and with that, how it looks like there's a trailing effect is basically like I just copied the decals, and then I pasted them onto. So what I did is I took the color that it was going to change into, and I copied it onto the next set of colors in a way where it like made it look like it was sort of trailing. Kind of hard to explain. It's just something I have to show. But the effect is how it's got that faded effect. Yeah, I'm not explaining it very well, but anyway. And every 25 health, get more of these. This is the only time I put lost souls in the map. That one secret earlier on. I really do hate having lost souls. But they're appropriate here, actually. And I had Taylor Head in mind, so I knew it would be like the one person to actually like playing against them. Yeah, it is definitely easier without those summoners in here. I didn't think they were just gonna teleport out of the map completely. That wasn't my fault. That's actually a glitch in their programming. They just sort of jump through the skyboxes sometimes. But I'll take advantage of it. I'm right in the camera. Whoops. And then of course you get the gold here to make up for all the... Usually you have a negative score at this point if you die a bunch of times. So the gold here, you get 500,000 points. So even if you had a really deeply negative score, you would still come out positive. And actually that's how you can tell in the leaderboard who sort of died a lot versus who had a really good run. Is there will be like a wildly different score in the leaderboard based off of that mechanic. So it actually is really helpful when it comes to like troubleshooting your game to see how many people actually beat the map versus how many people just sort of got knocked off early on. And that is it. That is and don't you point your finger at me. Alright, yeah, that's it. So, that is the map Antivirus. Hope you enjoyed all the secrets, all the behind-the-scenes stuff, and let's see where I came out on the leaderboard. I'm a little curious. This is literally the first time I played it since I published it. You just play it so many damn times when you're developing that by the time I actually got this map finished, like the last thing I wanted to do was actually play it, because I had played it like 100 times. Oh, yeah, I might as well vote it up. It is kind of cheesy voting up your own maps, but you know, whatever. I'm sure everybody does. Hey, number 3, not bad. Yeah, and Terratella #1, Rock Hard Gamer #2. Really damn good scores. I guess if I glory killed more, I could have gotten up there, but there you go. There you have it. That's Antivirus. Here is the map ID if anybody wants to check it out. Fun map. Personally, I think it's my best map. You know, a lot of people say they like this map over Psychotron. Um, it's never going to have nearly as many plays as Psychotron, obviously. You know, it's only got 200 plays here, and probably not going to get too many more than that. But in my personal opinion, it is far superior to Psychotron, and I recommend it. It's a good map. So thanks for watching. Till next time, peace out.